today with Glenn Smith, Managing Director of Novita Healthcare. Glenn, thanks for your time.
Good to be here.
I want to focus on one of your key brands, Tali. Can you explain a little bit about it?
Yes, absolutely. So Tali is a set of software algorithms and an application, and it's really focused on assessing and treating attention issues in children very early on in life, particularly those in the 3 to 8 years of age range. And so we deliver a gamified application to children to assess them for attention deficits, and then we deliver a training or treatment product to those children through a gamified application as well.
Why that age group?
That's when the brain is at its most plastic, so you can make the most difference in a child early on in life. So the brain is forming and the neural pathways and connectors are forming, and so if a child has an attention issue or risk to attention issues, you can intervene and provide training and treatment early on. That will then have a massive flow of benefits to the child later on in life.
Talking about the benefits, what sort of benefits does the training outcomes achieve?
Yeah, so in particular, selective attention. So attention's made up of 4 key areas, and that's focus, control, inhibition and selection. That's the foundation of attention. If any of those areas are lacking, then you end up with a child that has lack of attention or might move on to having a disorder like ADHD or autism spectrum disorder. So the benefit of intervening early and training or treating those particular areas of attention is that you build strength in attention, and then you build numeracy outcomes for children as well. So not only is the child better focused, better behaviour, less hyperactive, you actually get numeracy gains for children, and that's across the board. So it's for those children who might have a clinical condition, but it's also for children who are typically developing. They can gain numeracy outcomes from doing the training as well.
And it's not just the training, the detection is a key part of the story?
Yeah, I think that's a really exciting thing, and we're launching that detection module right now in this quarter. Is that we can screen every child who enters the education system, or parents can do it at home in a very quick 20-minute session. So imagine this. Child has an iPad or a tablet, they undertake a 20-minute gamified application, and that clinically and scientifically is validated to screen a child for their propensity for attention deficits. So it provides a risk profile of that child, of any child. And then the parent and teacher has that information, that knowledge to say what type of intervention or training or change in the education delivery we can do for that child so they can get the best outcome. And we have Tali Train, which is our 5-week program, which trains or strengthens attention. And that can be delivered in the classroom or at home as well. It's non-invasive, it's a medical device, it's clinically proven to deliver outcomes.
And it's more than just an app?
Absolutely. So although we've made it really fun and accessible for a child, so they get a gamified application on their iPad, all the intellectual property and regulatory clearance behind it is software algorithms which are assessing and training that attention in the child. So this is a medical device that's been cleared by regulatory authorities in Australia, the FDA in the US and the CE mark as well. So we are akin to a very strong medical device and backed by scientific rigour through our partnership with Monash University in Australia, and we're delivering that medical device in a really fun, engaging way for children for the first time.
As a parent, if I had a question about my child in this area and I was going to use the traditional route, what would that involve?
So unfortunately for most parents, that means gaining information from a maternal health nurse or going to a GP and getting a referral, and then you go to a clinical psychologist. And for children, particularly 4, 5, 6, 7 years of age, it's quite a daunting exercise to be in clinic, having an assessment done. Parents have to take on paperwork. The clinician has to do an assessment. This can take multiple consultations. It's a very complex procedure. We're changing that model. We're giving everyone the opportunity to screen within 20 minutes at any location, and that risk profile is information that parents and teachers can use, and they can make informed decisions about whether to go down that clinical pathway or another appropriate intervention which doesn't require the child to be in a clinic setting or strapped to anything, to be delivered through Tali Train.
And how do you make money?
Yeah, it's a great model for us as well, in that it's friendly for schools and for parents and clinicians because it's software as a service. So parents and teachers can get the screening right now at no cost for a limited time, but then we charge for the training, and so they can activate that at any time. That's just charged to their iTunes or Google Play account or their credit card, and then post that 5-week training, they can choose to keep going with strengthening that training through our maintenance program for 12 months. Just like they would for reading or numeracy, they continue with this attention training, and that really has flow-on effects for that child.
And scalable?
Very scalable, yeah, global from day one. Yeah, we built an application that sits on Google or iTunes stores. It's available in every location globally at the moment. And so anyone can download that application, and we give them an activation code to activate it, and they can buy it and use it, and we can scale pretty quickly. Technology
built.
Yeah.
Product in market, regulatory approval locked in. Where to from here?
Yeah, we're really focused on marketing and sales. That's where we're deploying our capital, really going to screen many thousands of children, get them identified those most at risk, and then we'll deliver the training module to them. And that means we're scaling users, and we're also scaling our revenue generation. So squarely focused, in the late half of 2019 and right through 2020 on delivering growth in users and growth in revenue.
And you've recently announced an important UK distribution deal.
Yeah, that's right. So recently we announced we've got CE mark regulatory clearance in Europe, and that's really been useful because we're announcing that we've got a UK distributor supply agreement with EdTech Impact, one of the largest suppliers of educational software and other types of products in the UK market. And that's really critical because they have a clear user base of teachers who recommend products like ours to other teachers as well, and there's a clear identified cohort of children in those schools already who are need for our assessment of attention and then training of attention as well. So it's a very exciting announcement.
Glenn, much achieved and exciting times ahead. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Pleasure.